Well, hello, my fellow car modelers. How are you doing today? Well, I was just kind of in the mood to do a little bench racing, or, you know, mocking up, as I like to do every once in a while. I just had this idea about this car I was thinking of, because I've got a plan for this very kit right here I've had for a long time. But what I was thinking crazily in my head is, what if we did a little kit bashing to make the AMT 70 Chevelle just a little bit better. And I was thinking the 68 Chevelle from Revell, just a much more superior kit, just because it was tooled only a few years ago compared to that, which was tooled in the early 70s. So what would happen if we combine these kits, taking the chassis and other parts and some of the interior, and making it work and turning it into a 70 Chevelle? Well, we're going to take a look. That's what this episode's all about. Alrighty, so I'm going to pop this open, and whoop, that gives it away. What my plan was, I've been collecting up Red Alert decals, and yeah, I want to build the Red Alert car with this. I've had this kit earmarked for that for many years, so we're going to need the body, basically. But, you know, not a bad chassis. I like these kits. I've always liked these Chevelle kits. It's pretty much based on the 60s and 70s Chevelles. They did El Caminos way back in the day. And it was pretty much, you know, that's what you got. You had a separate rear end, kind of, sort of, but you could see very simplified front end. It had these things that you could put at different levels for how you wanted your front end to sit. And the rear end, let's take a look in here. Well, I kind of like how there's no back seat in these kits. All these Chevelles, the back seat was always kind of gone, but look, there's your, for your front end, that's your spindle. Well, that's kind of and all that right there. And then your let's see where we got down in here. I don't even seem to have the rear ends. I don't even have them, so it don't even matter. But the rear end, it's usually just like the bottom half of the rear end. It glues onto here, and then I believe the exhaust is molded to it. I don't even have it in here. That's how much I just didn't care. Oh, there it is. Jeez. There we go. That's all you had. That was it for the rear end. Oh, you do have an upper part, but you know, whatever. I don't want to bother with any of this. Engine. Let's take a quick look at the engine here. You can see how simplified the engine is. It doesn't build up to a bad engine. Not hating it, but there's no detail or nothing compared to like the newer Revell Chevelle. You got a decent, you know, hood, the cowl induction hood. Maybe we'll mess with that. I'm gonna keep all the specifics we need to turn it into a 70. I'm just gonna really quick just clip this off right there. I'm just going to keep the specifics that I need for mocking this baby up. Let's take a look. While we're looking at this, this was, I believe, the last release of the 70 Chevelle. Wow, look how those have yellowed, though. And this is, what does it have a date on it? Oh, wow, 1994. Wow, this kit's older than I thought. I thought that was a little, it's 90s vintage. Anyways, this is that same old Chevelle kit, all the way back to the old Red Alert. And it's based off the same thing, even though that was, you know, updated. They ended up backdating and bringing us a 70 Chevelle in the 90s again. And pretty decent. Is this open here? Kind of, sort of. Let's open it up. Let's take a look. We've got our rear bumper and our front bumper. I'm going to just keep this out just in case. If I want to really get crazy with the mocking up. We'll see. So let's real quick, what decals do I have? These are a bunch of collected up old Red Alert decals. I just got a bunch of them in case I need to have multiples to make the Red Alert. They're really old and kind of yellow. That's kind of a better one, but from what I understand, these were reproduced, and I believe Slicks, you have to buy a couple of different decal sheets, but I believe Slicks has the Red Alert decals. That's what the plan was. So let's get this one out of the way, and let's bring this one into play. Now this is the only kit, this has been several times on the channel, this is the only kit of this kit, the Revell 68 Chevelle, that I have. I have never bought another one, so we've already looked at this car. This is my drag car, so it's already kind of drag raced out. Let's get this. I'm gonna see what we can do here. I'm going to pop this off. I'm gonna pop this all out. We're gonna just kit bash and see how it works with the 70 Chevelle body. I think I'm gonna take my engine. I don't want nothing to happen to that. I'm gonna place it nicely over there, and here we go. We got that whole situation. What's nice is how they did this Chevelle is most of the under the hood detail is right here, so it's very similar to that. You could possibly cut out this cowl here and replace this cowl. This is just a flat piece of plastic they have in there, nothing major, and fit that in there. I don't know if we're going to get that far into it, but one thing I am going to do is I'm going to remove the thing that says, well, it says remove. And I got a sharp hobby knife today, and I'm just going to do a little, that's not my sharp one. I'm lying to you guys. Where's the sharp one? I could have swore I just found it. I'm constantly playing with a dull hobby knife.
What could you possibly say for yourself, man?
There it is. Ah, yes. It's the one with the red on there. Much better. Let's go ahead and just scribe my line across there. Scribe my line across there. And it's just how I do it. It works. We'll do a little bending there, and then this just bends right out of the way, and we've got just a little bit of cleanup to do. I would probably get in there and grind away. Just get whatever plastic might be in the way. Now from that thing, there's still like a mound right there. That might affect how this sits down. It may or may not. I don't know. By judging from that inner fender well, I would almost, instead of cutting that out, I would almost like make a template of that with some masking tape, and I would cut out some sheet styrene and place it right there where this little thing would be something to glue to. So I don't think that's going to affect the whole process here. But let's look real quick. Something I like to do when I'm getting ready to take one body from one type of model or to completely different model kit to another one is I like to go this to make sure that our wheelbases are looking good. And these two bodies between two different companies are scaled pretty dead on to one another, so I don't think we will have any problems there. Actually, looking at it, they kind of are all the same shape, so this could be a very easy exchange here. What we would have to do is you might have to take some liberties. I don't know if you even want to bother with this. The only thing I would do is maybe take those door panels out. AMT just didn't do much with the door panels, but like the 69 door panels, they're different, of course, but close. It depends on how much of a stickler you are, but you'd probably have to do some reshaping. But to come up with a nice set of door panels to replace that would be more like, I mean, they got the basic, you know, from 70, 71, 72. That's pretty much what the interior door panel looked like. It was different. These were kind of the same, but it depends on how, you know, you could only do what you can do. You probably would have to reshape it up here, but I probably would just go ahead and try to utilize these. I don't know yet. That is almost for a whole nother thing. Let's first see how this chassis works with this body. So I'm going to start with just taking this part. Let's just see if it pops in there, how it pops in there, how it fits. Not really too bad. It looks like maybe right up in there it's really close. You might need to take a little bit. I would do like trial and error, a little bit of sanding and all that. But it looks like the top of the, right in there, it's a little bit bigger than this body, and probably because, you know, the shape at that point, yeah, you can see how the 68, 69 bulges a little more than the 70 right in this area. So this is kind of getting in the way of getting that chassis up there. But, oh, look that. Oh, that was a good thing. That was supposed to be removed. I thought I broke that off. Whew. I had a little scare. Let me get my composure back. Oh, okay, I'm back. So, but all in all, if it pretty much is fitting there, it just needs to go up just a smidge, which, again, yeah, it's all in that upper, I can't come up with the word, tub, the rear tubs. I've been trying to say that for 15 minutes. Probably have to shave a little bit of the top rear tubs. That's really all I see. The fronts, they work pretty good. But for this thing, let's just go ahead, give it a little mock-up with the frame in place. There, we got all that in place, and it kind of fits up in there, and I'm going to kind of have to force it a little bit, but there we go. It's definitely doable. I would say that is definitely doable. It's not going to allow me to really mock the car up, because I don't want to grind on this chassis, because this is specific for my my 68 build, but this could work. The only problem, like I see, you can see it right up in there. Can you see in there? You see I'm pushing, and you can see how that back top of those wheel tubs are where the issue is. You shave those just down a little bit like that, I think this will fit in real nice. Looks like we have a little bit of fitment issue with the wheel. Wow, words are escaping me, people. I'm so sorry, and I'm just keeping it going. Wheelbase, it seems to be a little longer. That's very odd, because how the wheel wells kind of matched up, but I guess because they are a slight different shape, it looks like, well, if you were to go do this, that rear end is sitting a little farther back. Front looks fine, but that rear end sits a little farther back. What would I do to fix that? I don't know. It really also depends on the wheel and the tire that I would use for that red alert. Now, you could probably reshape this wheel well a bit, maybe bring it back a little bit, but that wouldn't look good. This thing, that axle needs to get pushed.
You're watching the Luka C channel on YouTube.
And you know what? I'm going to do something here real quick. Let's take all this frame out. I got a really cool idea. I'm going to take the interior tub, stick that in there. Okay. I'm just going to take this frame and drop it in here. You know, for a goof, all of a sudden it doesn't even want to fit. It's almost like those tires now don't want to fit. That's bizarre. Okay. So, So, look at that. That would work. The frame, I guess it would work. It probably has a lot to do with having to reshape that whole floor pan and those wheel tubs right up in here. You get those reshaped. Probably get that fitting in there better. I think your frame and everything will fit in this body really good. They seem to work. I'm just trying to... nothing's glued. It doesn't want to hold together. Yeah, wheelbase is fine. It would work. That would work really good. I don't think you would have to do a lot of modifications as far as with this. I believe this would work just fine. The whole floor and chassis, inner fender wells, reshape these rear tubs. I think you're going to be able to make this. See, looking at the underside here. So much of the same shape here, really. I just don't think it is an impossible achievement to put the 70 body onto this chassis. I was kind of hoping to do a whole mock-up, but I don't want to do any grinding on this chassis. I'm going to have to go get another one because I want to get back on this model, and I want to build this model, my 68. And I got something to say. I've been getting some things in the comments. Some of you guys, you got to listen before you make a comment. I'm just going to say this right now. Go watch my video, this one right there, on this car and what my plan was with it. I had so many people try to correct me saying this isn't a 69, it's a 68. When did I say this was a 69? I was building a tribute or getting inspiration from a race car that a particular racer that I like drives or once drove. I'm not sure if he's still running it. That it was a 69 Chevelle. I'm not building that car. I'm building a 68 and I'm just taking a little cues from that car because I liked it. I'm not replicating it. So I do know this is a 68. I've been messing with these things, the real ones, since the 80s. So I do know the difference. But I do appreciate you guys in the comments, trying to set me straight in my ways because sometimes I do need it. But before you do that, you should really listen to what I say in the videos and what I write on the videos before you try to correct me. Because sometimes you're correcting me on something I needed no correcting. I just want to say that. But thank you. Anywho, I'm going to get out of here. And I was actually in the middle of doing another build. And I got to put all this away. I just felt like trying this out. It's been something that's just been bouncing around in my head, wondering if it would work. And now I don't have to wonder anymore. I know it would work. So I'm going to go get me another one of these 68 or 69 Chevelles. And I'm going to use all of that to make me the Red Alert 70 Chevelle. Because I just have a thing for that car. And now that I got the model kit that I won't build, because why would I? That particular race car, being a real race car, it's so iconic in our hobby because AMT wanted to do it back then. And it's just a neat story. And I've talked about that in the past. My buddy Raisin Garrett built just a beautiful one. I love his. His is so inspirational. So my dream is to build that and finish my Fast Eddie because he did a wonderful one of those. He just recently won more awards with that Fast Eddie car this past weekend. Good on you, Raisin. By the way, go check out my own podcast with him. He's just an outstanding builder. Great guy. He is just the essence of this hobby and what a model car guy is. And I want to build the Red Alert and I want to get that Fast Eddie done and take them back east, or him when he comes out here sometimes. Hopefully we'll meet up one day at a show because we will. And I want to place my models next to his, not in a competitive way, although I'm gunning for you, buddy. I'm going to have to knock you off your throne, but really truly because he's just a modeler I respect. He's a good friend, and I enjoy that we have the same interests. And I just want to place my version next to his version of the same car. That's always fun. That's just a lot of fun. That's what we love about this sport we call model car building. Why? Why do we build model cars? 'Cause they're fun. Here's the producers.